Hey y'all, I'm Bianca Jacques,
Jamie Hampton.
and you're watching Right. We're gonna do that again. Hey y'all, I'm Bianca Jacques,
Jamie Hampton.
and you're watching Red, White, and Real. Today, well, let me break it down to you first. This might be your first time with us.
Hey,
So,
newbies.
hey newbie boos. So, what our podcast is about is two besties talking about one of our favorite subjects, wine, and
Yeah.
sipping on wine and doing a wine review. We also, check in with each other, check in with ourselves, and can be a little vulnerable and say how we're doing this week. That's the real, that's us being real. And we do like a little bit of gossip,
Mm,
just a bit,
Smith.
just a little bit. A little grapevine gossip. So we get into other people's business because we was already in our business and we don't feel like talking about it no more. So we can get in your business.
Mm.
Oh, and then we want you to be there and join in. So for our first introduction of wine, Jamie, what do you have?
I have this lovely bottle here. It is Head Snapper Sauvignon Blanc.
It's a pretty label.
Right? It's so cute. Little girl over here just pressing out the little wine.
I like
Yes.
it.
I want a glass this size. Yes,
Yeah.
please. um, so Head Snapper comes to us from New Zealand.
Okay.
It is a Sauvignon Blanc, which apparently is very famous, coming from the Marlborough area of New Zealand.
Mm-hmm.
Their cool climate makes the grapes extra crisp, and they grow slower, so they
Mm-hmm.
retain a more like fruit forward flavor. Um, it's supposed to be like very light with some gooseberry. I've never had a gooseberry, but let's see.
Okay.
A little kiwi, a little green apple, and you finish up with a little tropical note. So we shall see. It's gonna pair well with like fish or chicken or salad, something light, crisp. I feel like this is probably be a good summer wine, as
Mm-hmm.
most Sauvignon Blancs are because they are lighter.
Mm-hmm.
But also it's still a little bit in the like light wine era. I don't know. I'm not ready for my heavy reds yet. Not on a regular basis.
And see, I'm a heavy red all year long if I can.
Man, I'm like,
Sometimes
baby,
Sometimes during the summer it is a little too hot for a heavy
whew.
red, but yes, I love it.
Oh yeah, you can't have them all back outside in July.
You can't, not by the pool.
Not by the pool.
Not
Not
by the pool.
So I'm like, it's a little baby. It's cold outside right now, but I'm gonna go ahead and give y'all this Sauvignon Blanc review. Um, well, let's see. This is our non-aerated version, friends. So
You
we're
remember aerated. Think of an aerator for wine as something that unzips the flavors.
okay. It does hit you with a little sweet at first. There's
Hmm.
a little bit of tart in the back, and apparently that tart, that zip, is what gives it the head snapper name.
Okay.
Supposed to make you like snap your head. I was like, okay, y'all, give me the tea. New Zealand.
Okay.
Okay, it is nice. It is a little bit. It kind of gives you a little bit of that, not like burn, but that little bit of like bite at the end
Hmm.
for just straight out the bottle. Okay, yes. Of course, the aerated is brighter. The fruit is a little bit more forward. You get more of that like snap though, of that little bit of tang that comes through. Um, I do like this. I would have this chilled with a salad on a summer day. Like it is nice. I think I'm gonna give it. I'm gonna give it a good 3 sips. 3 out of 5.
Okay.
Like okay, New Zealand. Um, this wine brought to you by the sale at Tom Thumb. Y'all check your wine prices. Sometimes
Hmm.
in the winter, your white wines will be cheaper.
Hmm.
Tom Thumb just had a sale on a bunch of wines. I was like, red tag, red tag, red tag. Check your stores. Find a wine on sale. Try something new.
I love it.
Yes. Free
Okay.
game, y'all. Free game.
Exactly. We're gonna give you free game, especially about wine. There's so many things. And there's so much that we haven't learned yet that just makes it
Mm-hmm.
so much exciting, so much more exciting. But okay, 3 out of 5 sips is really good.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like that. This I have Bonterra,
Ooh, is that
right?
a cardinal?
I was just about to say, I think it's a cardinal. As my granddaddy said, a red bird.
Girl, I was like a red jay. That's not what it is.
Right.
It's
But
cute.
that's right. It's such a cute label.
Very poetic.
It is very old school. Gives
Yes.
you like old writings on the label, like Edgar Allan Poe type of people.
Yes.
Charles Dickens.
Little
Like
Renaissance era. Yes.
this wine is made with organic grapes and it's made by a sustainable farmed, I guess, vineyard.
Yes.
Exactly. So if you're into making sure that the things you buy are sustainable, things are organic and clean and things like that, Bonterra is the company to go with. This, as I said, is Cabernet Sauvignon 2023. It is made in California, which so many great wines are.
Mm-hmm.
Says this organically farmed Cabernet Sauvignon stirs the senses with black currant and black cherry aromas, and I'm very excited to taste the cherry.
Ooh.
Accented by a subtle thread of leather and tobacco.
Hmm.
I like tobacco reminds me of whiskey. Are you the whiskey of wines?
The whiskey ones.
This is my non-aerated, just straight out the bottle pour. Let me see.
Mm-hmm. Y'all put in the comments what wines you want us to try.
Okay, got a little bite, got a little bite. I definitely taste a lot of cherry. That's probably the bite.
Okay.
Now I can also see a little chocolate pairing with this.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm. Okay. Okay, this is my aerated pour. Mm. Having it aerated doesn't make it as harsh. It makes it a lot more smooth.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Because that bite is like kapow when it's not aerated. So it makes it easier to, it's not as intense, I guess. Mm. But it's very cherry.
Okay, nice.
Hmm.
I think I would like that.
And it's fruit forward, like you said earlier.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
This one is also.
I like that. I'm finding out, you learn about your palate. I like a fruit forward wine.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And it's not a heavy wine.
Okay, nice.
You would think it is kind of mid in that regard. It's not very heavy and it's not very light, but it
Okay.
does lean heaviest on the lighter side.
Okay.
Yeah,
A little transitional red. Especially for
exactly.
Cabernet Sauvignon. They usually
Exactly. They usually be much more heavier.
mm-hmm.
And
Nice.
got a little leg.
They got a little leg.
Got a little leg. That leg laying it hang around a lot longer than most others. Okay.
Nice. Look, this could be your wine or your aerator. We could be
I know, right?
reviewing here. Let us know.
I I will be honest, it is a good wine if you like cherry like that. I'm
Okay.
not a big cherry person. So I was excited to try it because, I don't know why. I want to find something I like that's cherry,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm not a big cherry person. I'm glad I tried it though. So I would have to give it maybe a 2.5.
Okay, 2.5.
Two and a
Honest,
half sips by 5. Yep. Honest sips. Honest
honest
sips.
sip.
Not
Quality.
at all a bad wine. It's just, it's so cherry forward.
Mm-hmm.
I was hoping to get maybe like 60 cherry, 40 other things.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I was looking for. Oh yeah.
All right. There we go, y'all. Let us know what you think. If you try them, go ahead and leave a comment. Let us know, friends.
Yes. All right, now we move on. The whoop. Now we move on to our press and our dredge. The press, when you're making wine, press all the wine down, all the grapes and everything that you're making the wine with down. That's the stuff you want to keep. That's the stuff you want to bottle. Bring home with you. Keep that for a while.
Yes.
The dredge is all the gunk that's left behind. Get rid of that. We don't want that in our lives anymore. We don't need it. It's unnecessary. So we talk about what's real in our week, each week. And this past week, what's been going on with you, Jay?
Give me 1 second. Okay, it's not gonna come. I thought I was gonna sneeze. Alrighty. Three, two. For me this week, my dredge is going to be the bar being on the floor.
Mm,
Being in my 30s and like dating again, having this is probably like my second like longer stint dating someone since returning to the US. I kind of understand now how people be like thinking you like them because you're being nice and kind. Um and I say that because I'm dating a guy, he's really sweet, he cooks, he is really attentive, like he's gotten specific things for me just because he's thought of me or a story I told him. So he got an alcohol from like the place I lived before. And so like all these really sweet things, right? And I had a moment to be like, oh my gosh, am I in love? Is he the one? Um, and no, I'm not in love. He's just an actual nice person who's treating me well. And that can easily feel like love if the bar is on the floor.
mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
If you're not used to someone catering to you, if you're not used to someone taking you into consideration, um, and you're kind of like struggling, even like just accepting those breadcrumbs that some people leave, men or women, someone treating you respectfully and nice can feel like it's astronomical. And
It has
so,
to, oh,
oh
I
no,
was
go
gonna
ahead.
say, I was gonna say it has to become an expectation. It's an
Yes,
expectation that you're gonna start you that you treat me well. I expect you to talk to me nicely. I expect you to do these things.
yes. Um, and you think like, okay, yes, like we be confident, yes, talk to me, and then in the moment, like we bend and compromise. Um, and so the bar has risen, a gentleman of the world. For me, at least, it is no longer on the floor. We're
Hmm.
no longer accepting the trash. We're no longer accepting the bare minimum.
Wow.
Um, like being treated well should be the standard. And so I feel like experiencing a standard of being treated well, um, is now like making me realize, okay, this is what it's supposed to be. I don't have to like beg and plead for this. So we're gonna leave behind the bar being on the floor. As I say, there's pee in the dating pool. We're gonna get out of that one and get into the clean one. Y'all keep that one over there. I'm gonna go over here.
Hmm.
Um, my press this week, what I am keeping, is speaking to myself better. Like life or death be in the tongue.
Amen.
Mm. The old people used to say it. I've read it in the word, but it's living it in like this way for me has been new. Um, like I've been super tired, super fatigued. I thought it was just, I mean, partially it's the school year, different things. Um, but I realized I say I'm tired all the time. It's like a natural reflex.
Hmm.
Um, I recently told my therapist, like, girl, I would rather be asleep than awake most of the time. I love a nap.
Hmm.
But it's become kind of more than just a nap, right? I always feel like I'm tired. I it's easier to be asleep. My bed is like my safe space. And so coming out of that, thinking like, if I tell myself who I am, and if I'm having to renew my mind through words. And if life and death is in the tongue, if I'm telling myself I'm tired all the time, I'm speaking tiredness over me.
Mm-hmm.
So at the place where it's like, let me change the way I speak to myself. So though it came from like me trying to be like, hey, I'm tired. To be honest, right? We be at work and we fake the funk. Oh, I'm good. You're not. Um, but it became just like now, as the kids will say, being tired is my personality.
Mm-hmm.
And so now it's like, okay, I may feel a little under the weather. I do feel a little under the weather today, and I can do the things I need to do today, until it's time for me to go to bed. And I can still be a little bit productive, and I still actually feel like emotionally good. So like whatever the ailment is doesn't necessarily fully define who I am or what I'm doing in that moment. So yes, I might be tired, and so telling myself those things. Um, so like, okay, let me speak these over myself. So then who I am and what I'm doing will now be able to change. So
I
see, this
like
is my
that.
press. Thank you.
It's a lot more fire in there.
Hallelujah.
Hmm.
Yes. We don't want to just be tired and acting 80
Yeah.
in our mid 30s. We're trying to, excuse me, trying to live.
Okay. I like that.
What are you dredging this week? Okay. What are you dredging this week?
Thank you. Do it one more time with one, two, three, go.
What are you dredging this week?
This week, my dredge is something I don't know if this is a term that I made up. I read it. I don't know. I just call it ego work. I'm doing the ego work. I'm doing the work of re-examining and giving an honest account of the things that I've always had a hard time looking at. You know,
Mm-hmm.
things that bruised my ego, things I
Mm-hmm.
didn't really want to talk about, I didn't really want to address. So I'm doing that hard work of going deeper and looking at that. And I don't like it.
It's
I
rough.
don't like it. It's very rough. I'm learning a lot about myself that is hard to digest, but it is honest.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm thankful for the opportunity to grow. Um, but yeah, it's pretty tough, but I know I can do it. I know I'm stronger than this. So keep working on me. It's mostly in the area of my communication style.
Mm-hmm.
Because I can be a little thuggish ruggish bone in my communication style when I have to learn to be a little more softer. Um, but my press though,
What's pressing, girl?
my press. I had a random thought because I hadn't thought of this song or heard this song in forever. But I'm just journaling and praying and going through all my stuff and processing thoughts. And I was reflecting on how what boundaries are, kind of like that Meatloaf song.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Remember that? Like,
Mm-hmm.
I will do anything for love, but I won't do that. But I
Yes.
won't do that. I will do for love, but you but I just won't do. Okay, sorry. Uh, I had a whole random moment about that random tangent in high school in like ninth grade. And I was the only 14-year-old that knew what this old man song was. And me and my geography teacher was like,
Yes.
you know this now.
Yes. Bonding.
Random moment. um, learning with making boundaries, because that, like you was talking about earlier, and the bars on the floor,
Mm-hmm.
having strong boundaries makes for a strong bar, and
Amen.
that bar ain't on the floor.
Mm, mm,
That bar is supported well,
mm-hmm.
um, by the boundaries, and so developing strong boundaries. I don't think we talk enough about having to do it in spite of the fact that you want, but you have.
Mm-hmm.
Like having to
Mm,
enforce a boundary, even though this is something that I want, and having to choose to put up with the bad parts of what I want, or walk away from what I want completely because I love myself too much and I protect myself too much to allow that to happen any further, you know?
mm-hmm.
That's a hard decision to come through. Because a lot of times you walk away from stuff that you don't want anymore.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I don't want
Mm-hmm.
this anymore.
It's like, oh, gone.
Yeah. But it's harder when you do want it and you still have to practice what you preach and stand up for yourself and walk away from that. That's a hard lesson, but it really is the meatloaf song. I will do anything for love, but I won't do
Mm-hmm.
that. And so it just kind of made me, I don't know, a reinvigorated kind of proud of myself.
Yes, reinvigorate.
Had to make that decision fairly recently. Hurt, but no. I,
Amen.
so yeah,
They were singing too.
they were singing, and that song long. That song like 8 minutes long, and it's the same. It's like the thong song, because the thong song just say the same thing over and
Over.
over and again. But we don't have to hear the same thing over and over again. But it's like the old white man version.
There's so many words that he could have
It,
said.
he could have made, there's so many more verses in an 8 minute, 19 minute, 58 minute song, however long it
Look,
was. So much more could have been done. But it's still a classic. And
tis.
and it's a bit of a vibe. Oddly. It just is.
Yes.
You got to be dun, 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 dun. Anyway.
Yes. It's almost like a Bohemian Rhapsody type. Like it's one of those everyone sings.
That's what it is. Okay. But that's my press. And that was my dredge. Now we move on.
Whoop. Moving on.
Now we move forward and move on to our grapevine gossip.
Grapevine gossip.
Mm-mm-mm.
We'll tell y'all what's going on in these streets a little bit.
Tell them what's going on in the streets, girl.
Yeah. Raggedy. That's what's going. If you've been anywhere near a news site, you know the streets be raggedy. Um, and our raggedy government, well, I can say it.
Hmm. I know, right? I can say it.
Look,
It's
I can
my
say
government. I can say it. It's
I voted against the things that are going on right now. Uh, our raggedy government, in another way, has said, F them kids.
uh
F them kids. How, you may ask? Well, our Health and Human Services organization has stripped 7 grants from the American Academy of Pediatrics earlier this
uh
week.
uh.
Their CEO, Mark Del Monte, explained to Reuters and NBC News, both reputable, we get our news from reputable sources,
Amen.
amen, hallelujah, that the money that was stripped from them went to go into research for, like I should put the alcohol, fetal alcohol syndrome, sudden infant death syndrome, adolescent health care, including teen pregnancy prevention. mental health care, early autism detection,
Hmm.
and rural health care access.
Mm.
7 grants that would have supported all these things and more are gone. The Academy of America, the American Academy of Pediatrics has gotten about 18 mil from the government this year. Um, and they noted that cutting this funding is going to affect infants, children, teens, and women across the country.
Yep, that sounds about right.
Yep.
That sounds. Yep. Mm-hmm.
All the people that those people who made the decisions don't care about.
Mm-hmm.
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 And so the American Academy of Pediatrics feels like this is a bit retaliatory because they've come out in disagreement for RFK Jr. He don't get a full name. RFK Jr.
Hmm.
in the fact that he completely gutted the advisory council for vaccines. It was full of people who had studied. We have degrees. We've done research to advise people on the vaccine schedules and different things like this. He fired all those people. Goodbye. And put in people who are very critical of vaccines and anti. So much so that they are now removed the oh, the word just left me. Yeah. So much so that they stopped recommending that kids and old people get COVID vaccines. 'Tis the season of the cold and flu. They also removed a recommendation that infants get vaccinated for hepatitis B within 24 hours of birth. When this recommendation was put into place way back in 1991, infant hepatitis B infection rates dropped 99%.
Hmm.
Just because it's not happening now doesn't mean that the recommendation needs to be strict. We don't have polio like that now because of vaccines. And so NBC asked the spokesperson, Andrew Nixon, why?
Mm-hmm.
As I'm sure the American Academy of Pediatrics is also wondering. And he said giving out these grants no longer aligns with their priorities.
Okay.
Health and Human Services no longer wants to do research or provide funding for programs that would help humans and their health services. When he asked to provide what their priorities were, he sent an email with links to the About pages for the Health and Human Services website and the CDC. Sir, you sent your About Me's. You sent
Basically.
your About Me's to say these are what our priorities are now.
Basically.
Yes, so good luck out there, guys, in this Hunger Games that we are now falling into.
Mm-hmm.
Good luck. Because the government said F them kids. Forget education, forget healthcare.
This is why we drink.
Hallelujah.
Mm. Mm-mm-mm.
What's the news looking like over there?
Girl. This week was a interesting one.
Mm.
Lots of crazy. Lots of crazy. Uh, my beloved Rob Reiner. I love Rob Reiner. You know, I'm big TV,
Mm-hmm.
big TV lover. And like the history of TV and the producers and the heyday. I love it. I love it all. And Rob Reiner was Meathead. When talking about meatloaf. Meathead on All in the Family. And so
Yes.
yes. My introduction to him was like being like in third grade watching Nick at Night in my grandparents' den. Like
Mm-hmm.
watching All in the Family because that was the show, you know, Meathead. He's Meathead. I learned so much from that show about racial tension and politics and things like that. And I always loved Meathead's character. And to
Mm.
learn that Rob Reiner kind of was the Meathead character in real life, like he is an activist, even up until the day he passed away, because he passed away recently.
R.I.P.
R.I.P. He passed away actually on the 14th. Why am I talking about this man like I know him? This is weird.
We felt like sometimes those people who have been like in your life for a long time making
No,
content, or I guess we didn't call it content then. Like you feel like
no,
they're a part of your family
no,
a bit.
no. I'm gonna scratch it. I'm starting over.
Okay.
Um, so what's going on over here? It's like real quiet and silent. So what's going on over here? My beloved Rob Reiner. I loved Rob Reiner. I love TV and the history of
Mm-hmm.
TV and all that stuff. I love Rob Reiner. He was Meathead on the show All in the Family. And so,
Whew.
the crazy son-in-law.
Yes,
But he
they're.
wasn't crazy. The show was crazy. But in a good way, in a beloved way, in a way that I loved. Um, well, Rob Reiner passed away. He was actually killed alongside his wife, Michelle, on the 14th of December,
Whew.
earlier this week. So it's alleged that his son is the one that did it.
Mm,
And there's like a ton of speculation and story about what happened, why it happened.
mm,
I got too much respect for Mr. Rana and Mrs. Rana to go into all of that. So I just give you like the highlights. Like we all know who this person is
mm-hmm.
without knowing who he is, because he was the actor, so like I said, on All in the Family, but he was also a director. And part of his work, like his most notable work, Princess Bride, When
Uh,
Harry Met Sally, A Few Good Men, The Bucket List, Wolf of Wall Street. He was on New Girl. He was just his dad on New Girl. He's on The Bear, Misery, the movie Misery. We all remember Misery. Stand
mm-hmm.
by Me, Partridge Family. Like he was in a lot of stuff. He was a very staunch Democrat, and he fought for the rights of equal rights of everyone. But most notably, he was hands and boots on the ground involved in getting gay marriage passed in this country. So, a few years ago. And so we talk about celebrities actually getting their hands dirty into the system and standing up for what's
Mm-hmm.
right and blah, 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 blah. So I want to give him his shout out on that. Somebody else want to shout him out too.
Oh Lord.
Uh, our
Mm,
leader
mm,
of this country
mm.
had this to say about the passing of Rob Reiner. Because, like I said, Rob was a staunch Democrat, and he was very vocal about being anti 4547. So 4547 had this to say on his Twitter. A very sad thing happened last night in Hollywood. Rob Reiner, a tortured and struggling, but once very talented movie director, a comedy star, has passed away, together with his wife, Michelle, reportedly due to the anger he caused others through his massive, unyielding, and incurable affliction with a mind crippling disease known as Trump derangement syndrome, sometimes referred to as TDS. He was known to have driven people crazy by his raging obsession of President Donald J. Trump. Why is he talking about himself in third person? When, with his obvious paranoia reaching new heights as the Trump administration surpassed all goals and expectations of greatness, and with the golden age of America upon us, perhaps like never before. May Rob and Michelle rest in peace. That was the weirdest thing I'd ever seen to date. That was a very random, strange move to make. You did not have to insert yourself in this man's passing.
At all.
I don't understand.
All.
And yes, he was not for you. He voted against you. He spoke openly about how much he ain't fool with you. This is the country we live in. We can do that.
Mm.
You're supposed
But
to be
now,
above it. But yeah. Um, I just thought that was like, what do you do with that? That's your pres like that's ironically it's unprecedented because we've never had
mm-mm.
a sitting leader behave in such a way.
Whenever I see like men will embarrass you, this is not what I feel like I'm gonna think of. Like, why? Unnecessary. And to make it a syndrome, to try to say like his anti-Trumpness is the reason he got killed. Like he got killed because he don't like you, and because he told people he don't like you.
Because it was speculated because he was so liberal and
Mm-hmm.
such a vocal and present activist. It was speculated that it was somebody on the right, maybe possibly MAGA, you
Mm-hmm.
know? And so I guess 45, 47 decided to run with that.
Who are you, Al Qaeda? You taking credit now
I don't
for
understand.
killings?
I just want it to be understood this is not normal behavior.
Mm,
I think about my younger family members who are just now becoming adults and just now becoming more vocal, more conscious about politics and stuff. I don't want none of y'all in that demographic to believe that this is normal behavior of a president. Never get used to this type of behavior.
no.
This is not normal. This is not ethical. This is not presidential. This is don't ever get used to this.
And we've always had like slightly roughneck-ish presidents compared
Have.
to the rest of the world. Like our scandals seem to be a little bit more like, whoa. But this is like other level galaxy. When is this simulation over?
Yeah.
Like how which energy vortex do I need to go through to get out of
Hmm.
this?
This is I just want to put that out there. Don't This ain't normal, boo.
Mm-mm.
None of this is normal.
I'm
Speaking
surprised. I honestly don't think he wrote that.
girl, now look, what I was thinking, my first thought when I saw it for real, either somebody wrote this for him, because this a little long,
Ain't it?
or he had a really good day that day. That day, that was a good day. Somebody was rubbing his
Mm-hmm.
head and was like, "You okay?
Good job.
Good job.
The
You
meds were
got."
making.
They were yes. Like he had a real good day that day.
Cause Lord,
One of the two.
mm, a mess.
Speaking of a mess, it's time for us to switch on over to our newest segment.
Ooh,
What we say we was gonna call it?
is something wind down.
The wind down. Before we say goodbye, we want to kiki.
Let's do it.
Speaking of mess, it's time for the wind down.
Ooh, let's do it.
So, the wind down is where we wind down the episode. But before we leave, I want to kiki with y'all about some stuff. What's going on? I was thinking about putting highlights of this whole situation The Danish, what she call it? The Danish
The
what?
Danish Deception.
I was thinking about putting this whole the Danish deception situation on like little clips of it, adding the
Hmm.
end. It's too many clips. I don't know what to add. It's too much. It's too much information. I got overwhelmed. Cause what the heck? Okay, you start.
I thought Risa Tisa was a lot,
Girl.
but like I really do feel like she gives us all the details.
Mm-hmm. She
Um,
gave you, and then the receipt was printed, details.
Girl,
She gave you the air pressure and the tire details.
look, how do you
Dang,
remember all of this, ma'am?
girl.
So if y'all have not heard, you had to have been living under a rock.
Mm-hmm.
And being in my teacher bubble, sometimes I feel like I'm under a rock. So if I've heard, you should have heard. The Danish deception has been all over Twitter, our TikTok mainly. It starts on TikTok and we filter out to all the other things.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so a beautiful Dallas girl named Onyeka, I believe is how you
Mm-hmm.
say it.
I think so.
Is telling the story of, she met this man on vacation, um, and how they went from, hey friend, you're cute, to, well, divorced.
Divorced and in debt.
And who? Who?
In serious debt.
In serious debt.
And divorced and debt in serious debt. And so your parent your family, your friends, your close relatives, his
Girl.
family.
Like, and she does say like there's so many red flags, and she'll say like, oh, was I operating in trauma, or is this a result of trauma? And meeting a like really, a handsome guy on vacation. I used to tell the girls that I worked with in youth group, like, hey, you may never see him again. The kids the kids will say, shoot your shot. Like, you miss
Mm-hmm.
100% of the shots you don't take. So, you never see him again. Go ahead and say hello. And well, he said hello, and so did she.
Mm.
And
So
then they
was
kicked it
he.
off to little Kiki and dated, and oh Lord. Oh Lord. It's, for me, besides the love bombing ishness, like the money, the asking of the money for me is always like a no. So early. It was only a couple months in, and he was like, so friend, let me borrow. Well, so friend, I don't have money. And so she was like, oh, well, I'll pay. Telling him, oh, money's not a big deal. And don't be, I'm not saying being a gold digger. As
Mm-hmm.
Cash Doll would say, I'm not saying walk around here with your hand out.
Mm.
Um, but don't be laying out with no nigga. You can't call for nothing.
Hey.
Huh. So she thought she could call him for something. And he was like, well, let me return the call.
No, he jumped before her. He was doing most of the calling and be like, hey, 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 John
Hey.
John. Like he was doing most of the calling like early on.
$6,000, $15,000, $3,000. The trip, let's say Paris is $4,000. That's 28
So
grand in my account already.
they met when
In
she was on
Croatia.
she was on vacation with her friend that lived in Europe over in Croatia. And it was very serendipitous of how they met. Like they just met in I think a club or a bar or something like
Little
that.
beach club.
Something like that. And so, one thing led to another. He's cute, she's cute, and they're being coy and all this typical meeting of each other flirtiness. And so they date and they talk and they exchange numbers over time, over a couple of weeks. And he invites her to come back to meet with him in Paris, was it?
Monaco.
Monaco. It was Monaco.
Monaco. He had a work trip.
Yeah. So she flies to Monaco on his dime and he paid for the
Hallelujah.
hotel.
Hallelujah.
So to her. as we said, expected expectations. And
Mm.
so he pays for everything, flies over there. And so she's feeling all whisked away. She's talking to her friend. I wrote it down where she told her friend, I'm sorry. But I wrote down her friend at the airport. So she had that friend at the airport.
Yes. She met her
And her
friend
friend
at the
was,
airport.
yeah, she was like, hey, I'm here too at the FW airport. Let's link. So they met with each other and talked. It was like, oh my gosh, you're here too, blah, blah, blah. What are you doing here? Where are you about to go? Where are you coming from? She said, I know this sounds crazy, but I'm about to go. But first of all, that baby was hard to listen to. I'm not gonna lie. She was hard for me to listen to. She has a pitch and a cadence
Mm-hmm.
that is
Othered.
othered, othered.
I listened to her on double speed. I'm not gonna lie.
That didn't make it better, it didn't make it worse. It was
Yes, it did not change.
really
But I was like, I gotta get through. I can't just
girl. Oh God. Seriously.
27 parts.
27. I was like, I could have done a good five. I would have done regular speed if you had five, broke it down in five. But man,
Can we
but
keep
was
these
she
parts under 10? Under 10. Oh.
she meeting her friend at the airport and they talking like, where you going? How you getting blah blah blah. She tells her friend, I met this guy a month ago and I'm gonna go be with him in Monaco. He's paying for everything. And her friend says, this is insane. And she said, I thought that was a good sign.
She had that a couple times where things that would have been red flags to others were good signs to her.
Yes.
Now, a month, I can't say I would have done anything. I might have met him in Monaco after a month. You
Mm-hmm.
pay for the things that just sounds fun. Everybody wants to be flued out.
Mm.
Um,
I ain't knocking that exactly, but not the love part. It's
Not the
the
love,
love
the
part.
passing out and all the things that comes next during her trip. She goes to the bathroom and she passes out on the stairs. And she's like, "Oh, he's here for me," and all these things. No,
No,
I'm.
baby.
If I pass out on the stairs, I'm like, maybe the Lord is like, no,
Girl. This is a sign, but not a heart sign.
not
Not,
not a heart.
it's not a heart.
No,
No.
it's all done.
Oh, it is. Oh my gosh. This is why I don't mind being auntie at this age. First of all, I'm already old spirited. Second of all, I don't mind being auntie because come ask me the questions. I'm like, no, baby, I ain't the best, but I learned some lessons that I don't mind sharing. So come ask, because baby, somebody she needed
Mm-mm.
an auntie to be like, no, baby, this ain't the one.
Yeah.
He
Mm-mm. And love after a month, telling him she's in love with him and crying in the restaurant. And then you fall down the steps and pee yourself. I feel like I feel like, oh, that must have been a mistake. One of the ancestors popped me in the back of my head and I'm passed out.
mm-hmm, girl, I thought about that too. Cause this baby had so many things, like so many red flags. Like he kept mirroring everything she was saying. Cause she
Mm-hmm.
would say, I love you first. And then like you said,
Mm-hmm.
she's crying in the club in front of all his business associates and stuff. And to me, that sounds like no, because all the stuff that led up to that sounds like he was trying to disrupt your nervous system,
Mm-hmm.
dysregulate you. And so you like,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why I feel this way, but I do. Baby,
Everything's on a whim.
he was playing you this whole time. Um, but that and him sure but that and her saying I love you first, and then him saying it while she's being wheeled away in the hospital because she has a concussion after waking up after falling down from passing out and in her own urine and stuff and blood.
In the
And
middle of the hospital, nobody speaking English. She got to go back by herself. I love you.
Now I told you I love you at the club. That's usually that's for the park, because lots of people be drunk and just I love you.
Mm.
So I
I,
told you I love you at the club. I ain't tell you I loved you after you woke up in your own urine and blood and being whisked away by people who don't speak your native language in the hospital. I don't understand that.
in the midst of chaos, he brought a lot of chaos into her life.
He really did.
Brought a lot of chaos.
Intentionally.
Intentionally.
And then that whole lying and saying that I know we skipping all over the place. But lying and saying that his sister was crazy and beats their mom, and then
Girl.
she met the sister, and the sister's like really lovely and sweet, and that was her first after like what 6 months. That was kind of her first of, hey, wait a minute, this is a lovely woman. She doesn't seem like she would put her hands on your mother. So
Mm.
now she's starting to unwheel all the other things that was said.
Mm-hmm. They
But
were together a very short time for all of these things to happen. It
girl,
was only a couple
and,
years.
and like he broke up. Talking about he broke up with his girlfriend of 4 years, 4 months ago. And she's like, well, I thought 4 months was a long time for him to be over that relationship.
A 4-year relationship. For a month for each year. That's all we need. A month for each year.
Oh.
No.
And then to come to find out they still together.
Where
Him
the
and that
dog
girl.
with her.
Oh, him and that girl still together. And he married this baby.
After she's given him thousands upon thousands, owe somebody 250,000. The person she called crypto.
Girl, but one of the big things I took away from this, I saw a post a long time ago, like maybe a year or so ago. So not a long time ago. But anyway, it was talking about the young black girls that never get taught how to date.
1 second, I'm gonna speak. Yeah. Okay, I'm okay. Thank you.
You I saw a post that was talking about young black girls never being taught how to date.
It's about that. Dang it.
Oh Lord.
Now I'm like nervous. Okay. Okay.
Okay. And as soon as we wrap up, get you some therapy.
Yes, ma'am.
I saw a post like a year or so ago about young black girls not knowing how to date.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, s- I can definitely speak to that because we grow up like sheltered or grow up, don't do this, don't be fast. I better not catch you sitting in a boys' laps. I better not catch you doing this. But you never, never, nobody ever breaks it down. What should you do? Like,
Mm-hmm.
what should you be looking for? What should you not be looking for? What should, like, just a whole bunch of don't do this and don't do that. And so it's very easy for younger girls to get caught up in any guy with any means. He
Mm-hmm.
he could just have a really nice car. Like he has the means to take me away and whisk me away and make me freaking Jasmine and he's my Aladdin. Like it's easy to fall for something that you've never had before and something you weren't prepared for. So
Mm-hmm.
we got to start having more conversations with our girls about what they should be expecting in the dating world and not just giving them a bunch of do's and don'ts.
I completely agree. She definitely said like this was her first, and this one she told him so many things that I was like, why'd you tell him that? But telling him that this is like her first serious relationship, as an adult, and I'm like, that is one of those things where it's like you said, telling them how to date, and then also being like, it's okay to date. It's okay to have experiences. Put these boundaries into practice a little bit. So you kind of know like what certain situations feel like.
Mm-hmm.
Um, because not having dated at all, and then she's being whisked away, whirlwind trips. She then came to Dallas a bunch of times before they even got to like Christmas and the issues and all the things. So like I feel like she'd have had that experience and like had those like, oh, okay, this is what these things feel like. Um, these are the do's and the don'ts, but also these are the things that I should be looking out for. This might have been a different situation.
Mm-hmm. Agreed, agreed, agreed.
It's rough out there for a black girl. Keep your head up, y'all.
Send us a video that you think we would be interested in reviewing or that you want us to review, and we can talk about it and laugh about it and kiki with y'all.
Yes.
Until next Friday.
Woohoo!
Hope y'all have a great weekend and sip well.
Sip well.
Sip well. We'll see you next Friday. Peace out.
Bye.
What in the world?
It said nope.
Hello?
I'm still here. My video just went off.
I just turned it off thinking I was turning off the whole video.
It says host has disabled your video.
Why will it not let me exit my own video? That is strange. I'm like, why'd you make it small when I press the X? You can end it and see what happens.
Okay. Bye.